again. So one of the most frequently asked questions I get is, Matt, you've been working on this car now for 18 months. Why haven't you finished it? And the answer is quite simple. I'm very easily distracted. So really this could be the start of a whole new series of What's Distracted Matt Today. So over the last 18 months there's been lots of side projects and things for the club and so forth. But today I thought I'd admit to something else that totally isn't productive in any way. Maybe less productive even than binging Netflix that I do quite frequently as well. So it all started many years ago. When I was a young lad, I used to love cars, as I'm sure many of us did. And back when I was about 10, I think, maybe 8, my parents bought me a Tamiya Falcon for Christmas, which is the 10 skill buggy, and I loved that. My dad built it up for me, and it was awesome. The following year, I got a Blackfoot, also by Tamiya. I built that myself. Loved that as well. I used to take it down the green where I used to live, running it all over the place. Thought it was brilliant. Then after that, I started wanting to get a bit more serious about it, and my dad got me a Kyosho Optima Mid, which I was probably a bit young for. I didn't really realise how good a rain control car it was. Didn't really take that one racing, and just blasted it down the streets with my mates, down the green and everything. And then a little bit later I started wanting to get into racing, and I was really hankering over a Traxxas TRX one. It was at a time where RC10s were all the rage, and Traxxas came out with the TRX one, again a kit, and I got that one year for Christmas. And built that up. I remember building that up with my dad. It was when he used to live in the Midlands, and I got it for Christmas, and I quite excitedly decided that I didn't want the standard white nylon arms. At that time you could take the nylon arms and put them in boiling water and dye them, and my dad dyed them red for me, built the car up, and started taking it racing. Now, I wasn't any good at the racing. My dad will tell you this. I was pretty pants at the racing. I probably wouldn't be better off the 4-wheel drive. But I enjoyed racing. I used to take up the club where he lived in South Wales with my mum. I used to take up the car club on the Wednesdays, me and a few mates. And then when my dad used to pick me up to go see him on a weekend, I used to go racing up in the Midlands. So entered one competition. I think I came third in the B final or something. I remember there's a trophy. Don't know where that trophy is now. But it was a very happy pastime for me. Then obviously grew up a bit and went to university and discovered alcohol and women, as my dad put it. But yeah, I've always liked cars and really liked rental cars. And then about 10 years ago, I saw a video on YouTube, and it was some rental drift cars. I was like, oh, mind trying that again. That'd be awesome. So about 10 years ago, I bought a 4-wheel drive drift car, a Sakura D3, which is still here actually. So carbon and aluminium, a bit broken up now. That's what's known as a counter steer car. So it's 4-wheel drive, but the rear wheels drive faster than the fronts. So you get a slightly more realistic movement of the car. So yeah, I bought that about 10 years ago. Messed about with it again in the streets, and that was kind of it. Then a few years ago, there was a bit of a revolution in air drifting, where everyone started to move into rear-wheel drive cars that look far more realistic as they're sliding around and everything. I thought, wouldn't mind trying that. So it's been in the back of my mind for a few years that I'd have a bit of fun with that. So we've had all the lockdown and COVID and everything, and the big car was getting a bit bogged down as a project. So a few weeks ago, I went and researched rear-wheel drive drift cars, and I went and bought one. you know, because I haven't got enough to do anyway. So I ended up purchasing this off of a very nice guy on eBay. If I can get it all to show you. Now, this is actually pretty cool. It's a Yokomo YD2S. It's got the motor mounted up high. It's adjustable for weight balance and stuff. But I think I felt lucky with this purchase in that obviously second hand, but everything on this car has already been upgraded. It's all aluminium and all carbon fibre, all parts from Yeti Racing. It looks like it's got the Yokomo big bore shocks on it. So I think from the original kit, the only thing that's still on here is the gearbox internals. So I think I felt quite lucky with the price. Taking account it was only a bit more than a ready-to-run MST RMX, which I was also looking at. So bought it a few weeks ago, been playing about with it. There's a training room in the office at work that I may have moved the tables around and got enough space for a bit of practice. So I've been playing about with it, made a few changes to like the weight balance, bit of maintenance work and stuff. And yeah, I've spent a few happy hours with this. So then I went on the internet again and found out there's a club up near Wakefield. I think it's Liversidge. Rat Trap North Race and Drift, something like that. And thought I'll go there. So I've found out the requirements to go in there. You know, being out of lockdown's one of them. But yeah, got to get some specific tyres fitted because they only allow certain tyres on the surfaces, and need to do some maintenance work. So just thought I'd take you through some of what I'm planning to do on this. So if I do the ever popular flip around so you don't see my face. So this is the chassis that stands at the moment. Like I said, I've done some messing about with the weight balance front to rear and the caster and camber settings. Unfortunately, most of those settings have been done on carpet rather than they've got an epoxy surface and a painted surface up there. So I'll probably end up messing around with the settings quite a bit more. But there are a few issues at the moment. The main one is this front end's a bit loose. Found out that the bearings in the front hubs are quite worn, so I've already swapped them. But then there's a lot of flex around this area here, which I believe is due to wearing these upper arms. So I've got another set of them. With all the messing about with the weight balance and everything, I've moved the speed control to the rear. So I need to redo some of the wiring. In messing around here, I've managed to snap one of the wires off the motor cooling fan, so that needs to get repaired as well. Got some remedial work to do on some of the wires, and then there's the stuff that came in the post today for getting it ready for a club night. So some wheels, wiring for the redoing the speed control lines, and a few freebies as well, like some magnetic body mounts. Oh yeah, body. I might have to paint a body because the only one I've got that actually is painted and cut and everything at the moment is the one off the... Oh, I did have another one. I had a HPI drift car as well, about 6 years ago. So this is the body shell off that, but it's definitely seen better days. So I might have to actually paint up another body shell. But that's where we are at the moment. And seeing as I've just finished putting all the bushings into the real car's arms and just had a bit of lunch, I think I'm play about putting this together again for an hour or so. So yeah, really it's just an admission of guilt of yes, I've been distracted again and I'm going to do something fun. I'll crack on with that and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. So I said I'd leave you alone to the end until I did it all, didn't I? I lied. I thought one of the features of these wheels is pretty cool. And I forgot to mention it last time round. Another thing people ask me is why do I just talk a lot and blather and yeah, nothing does seem to be very organised? It's because it's not. I don't like editing, and So if I just blather for a bit. Anyway, these wheels, they've got an option of variable offset. So if you can see in the back there, there's a load of grooves going back, and those grooves set how far the face can go into the wheel, therefore controlling the offset of it. So instead of having to buy the wheels in a standard offset, you can just choose which offset to set them on. And of course, me being me, all the offsets. That's pretty much it. It just all slides together in whatever location for the offset that you want. And it screws in, 5 screws to hold it all together. There's a trim piece that goes in as well, but I got to glue that in onto the face. But I just thought that was funky. So I thought I would like make you guys suffer with what I thought was funky. Anyway, I'll crack on and go get some hot water for putting the tyres on the wheels. I was tempted to do a video of me putting tyres on wheels, but taking into account I found out how to put tyres on wheels from a video on YouTube, kind of think it's a bit redundant. So I'll just put all this together and then show you it all at the end. Or I might say something else in the middle. Who knows? Catch you in a bit. Right then. So big mug of hot water's appeared, because usually the best way to fit these tyres is to warm them up. And there we go, 4 wheels with tyres. Awesome. Right, next thing, gonna swap those wobbly front arms. He says looking for his Allen keys. Allen key. Right, bar set in the camber, that's the front arms done. And this is so much easier than that thing out there. Oh well, instant gratification society that we live in. Done.